breaking news that we got just this morning. So it appears, and now usually, we don't like to talk about leaks and things like that, but every outlet everywhere is reporting on this. So you're going to see it. So if you're going to see it everywhere, you're going to see it on Screen Talk Live. So apparently in a Mexico theater somewhere, there was a leak of a recording of maybe a post-credit scene, it seems like, of Superman and Henry Cavill reprising the role of Superman.
Not just body doubling like Shazam. Yeah.
In the new Black Adam movie coming out in just a couple of weeks. Now, listen, we've all had theories that this was going to be a great possibility. I mean, first of all, they both have the same agents. They're very close. They're pretty good buddies. They like each other a lot. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been putting on his Twitter for years. He was announced as going to be Black Adam 8 years ago now.
Right.
So it was a long time ago, but ever since then, just every once in a while, you'll see him post something about, Black Adam being stronger than Superman or fighting Superman or this and that. So it was always kind of teased. But now it seems that it's all but confirmed. And it's pretty exciting. I mean, I think everyone in this room loved Henry Cavill as Superman. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Man of Steel movie. I think it's one of the most underrated comic book movies ever made. Yeah. That being said, we haven't really had Henry Cavill as Superman, and we had no guarantee that we were going to get him back. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Batman versus Superman the last time we had him, right?
Justice League.
Was Justice League after Batman versus
For sure.
Superman? Okay,
yeah,
so Justice League, still, that was 20...
I mean, you can say
the Zack Snyder version,
yeah, right?
Then,
2017.
That's 2017, and then we even had a tease of Shazam, in Shazam post-credit scene of Superman, where we just seen the chest, and again, it kind of led us to think, maybe they're moving in a different direction with who's going to be playing Superman moving forward. But now it seems that Henry Cavill's back. And again, this is exciting. I'm excited about this. Me and Shane were just talking on the show yesterday about how excited we are to go see Black Adam because it just looks like such a theatrical experience. And of course, who doesn't love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? And like I was telling Shane, is he in a bad movie? Because if so, he's good in it.
Right, exactly.
And that's what I love about The Rock, and we'll all always support him. He's such a charismatic and brings a lot of energy.
Whatever he's cooking, I'm smelling it.
Right. Yeah, correct. He's one of the hardest working dudes in Hollywood, that's for sure too. In the world. If you take into account, his diet and workout regimen, the guy's drinking 5 gallons of water a day and sleeping 3.5 hours. I mean, it's a really he's a hell of a model American. Yeah. So, it's cool to see Henry Cavill, who is in a similar light, right? It's really cool to see. Will be cool to see them. Now it seems again that it'll only be in a post-credit scene, so it seems we won't get much. But I imagine moving forward, if we get a Black Adam 2, this means that there's a good chance we get Henry Cavill back as Superman. But if not, no matter where we move forward in the DC universe, it seems like we could at least get him back again, more than just this particular role. And who doesn't want to see Black Adam fight Superman? We were talking just before the show about how his, one of Superman's weaknesses is magic, and one of everyone's weaknesses is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So, so it's gonna be an uphill battle for our boy Supes, but at the end of the day, he's the Superman. So I feel like he'll kick ass and take names in this movie, or in a Black Adam 2 for sure if we ever get it. But guys, you had a chance to hear this. We've had a little bit of a chance to talk about it. I mean, we're just learning it now. Lucas, I'll start with you. What do you think about Henry Cavill coming back as Superman in this new Black Adam film?
I am fucking stoked. Superman has always been hands down one of my favorite comic book characters. I call it because I'm a little Kansas boy or whatever it is, but growing up especially, I love Superman. And Henry Cavill Superman, I mean, I get it. I'm just not from the generation of the 70s. Christopher Reeve, not really my Superman. Like, I love those movies, don't get me wrong. I've seen all of them. Even the fourth one, where he fights
Even the one where he
Nuclear Man.
fights a computer.
No, where he fights Nuclear Man.
What is that one? Is that the one where he
He's
fights?
talking about Brainiac?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Isn't that 3?
It's 3, yeah.
3, yeah, that's it.
No, but anyway, I mean, I honestly even loved Batman vs Superman, and especially the Snyder cut.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't even talk about the theatrical release of like Justice League anymore. Sold.
That was released in theaters?
Joss Whedon had his hands all over it.
I don't know what that is.
No, but anyway, I was really bummed because I mean, over the last couple of years, even since that, you know, like it seems that Henry Cavill's relationship with Warner Brothers and DC had like soured
For sure.
for sure.
sure.
And I mean, he was like, I'd heard even a rumor earlier, maybe last month, where it was said something about like how they asked him to come back and he said no straight up, and I was like, I don't blame him.
Right. And maybe that's true,
I
but
don't
if
blame him.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson calls
I mean,
your phone
it's like Hugh
and
Jackman.
he asks you to come, you
Ryan
don't say
Reynolds,
no to Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's right.
Can you smell what the rock? You know,
What he's cooking up is a good movie.
some good DC content, man. That's what I want. You know. But no, I'm super excited about it, and I mean, you're right. Magic and Kryptonite are Superman's only weaknesses, and so I mean, Black Adam could go toe to toe with Superman, and I'm really I'd be excited to see that. Just as long as they don't do it, I mean, like it's just gonna depend on, I guess, how they approach the character of Black Adam in this. You know, if he's more villainous, and then later on they're gonna turn him more anti-hero-y or whatever. But if we get a Black Adam versus Superman, is it going to be just like Batman versus Superman? All that we have to say is Martha, and you know, and that's it. And don't get me wrong,
Please don't do that.
I thought that was, I love that.
Why did you say that name?
Because we conveniently share the same mother, you know.
Sorry.
But no, like if they're gonna do a Black Adam versus Superman, like no holds bar, man, get him in there and get him bloody. Like I want to see this. I want to see it.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I agree 100%. Trevor, you had a chance. We were talking about it a little bit before Lucas got here. You had a chance to digest this information a little bit longer. What are your thoughts on Superman, specifically Henry Cavill, reprising his role as Superman in this new Black Adam film?
Well, I'll tell you, I really like it, and I'm probably going to out myself first day as a person. People probably call me a Snyder boy or whatever they call them, because I love the Snyder cut of both Batman vs Superman and Justice League. Like, and I didn't think I was going to, especially with Batman vs Superman. I just didn't think they could fix it, but I ended up loving it. And a huge part of both of those is Henry Cavill, because Henry Cavill's, that dude is a top level actor. He's a really, really great actor. And I think what he did is something that really no other Superman could really get quite right, which is he brought kind of that extra vulnerability to it. Like he is a Boy Scout, but even Boy Scouts aren't perfect, you know? So like he still fails and he still makes kind of the wrong decisions, and that kind of tears him up. And I love that aspect about him. I'm also just stoked that if he had to be in one, to come back, like it's cool that it's Black Adam, because I mean I've been waiting for this movie since it was announced like that 8 years ago.
You Trevor, when they announced it, you had to be in what, like 5th grade maybe?
Yeah, I was just coming out of diapers at that point, and I was still excited.
The Rock was still wrestling. Things were so different back then.
Yeah, we were all like, dude,
years,
it was a lot of risks, because, you know, at the time, superhero movies weren't that popular, nor The Rock.
8 years ago?
Nah, just like, but I mean, I remember at the time, as they did announce it as like, it was going to come out in like 2021 or 2, so really, they didn't delay it very much. Like, it was slotted for like fucking years ahead of time.
Well, we did have the pandemic, so
Yes.
maybe that let's give that like a 2 or 3 year, we say, a little window of buffer for it to say that's part of the problem. But still, it was a long time ago.
But when they announced it, it was like they announced it was gonna be like 2020 or some shit like that. Like they announced it like
For sure.
I remember when they announced like, why are you announcing it now then? Like,
Right.
because it was such a huge amount of time that I was like, what? Just do it. Just start announcing it when it's happening.
If I believe correctly, I believe it was announced before Shazam was announced.
Yeah, I think it was announced before,
Which is
almost
even
the whole
more
DC
weird.
universe was going.
Yeah.
It was like it was like around the same time, if I'm remembering right. It was like sort of Man of Steel era, like when that movie first
Yeah.
came
was,
out.
Yeah, it really
early
was.
on.
It really was.
I'd say probably
that
like
far
the
back.
Comic-Con after.
Yep. Of Man of
Like,
Steel.
yeah, so Man of Steel came out in May.
And
That
they
July.
said it would be like about like, I mean, I can't remember if it was like 2020 or like later, but it was like in the 2020s that I was like, damn, why are they announcing this now? They're just, I mean, and I honestly, I wasn't sure it was ever gonna happen, because I was like, that feels like that's such a long time. I feel like it's just like something's gonna happen in development hell. And I mean, we went through the DC universe kind of almost crashing and burning, and so I wasn't sure this shit was ever gonna happen, and lo and behold, here it is. So I'm stoked, and even more stoked now that I know that my boy Cavill is gonna be coming back as Superman.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Well, and I mean, that you out on top of that they said that Ben Affleck is going to be back for Aquaman as Batman.
Oh, I'm down for that. I love
And with him coming back for the Flash movie whenever that comes out,
Which
as well.
when dropped was like super breaking news. I mean, people's pundits started going to YouTube and doing live streams immediately because, there was it was just, years ago that Ben Affleck was very abruptly, I'm not going to be back as Batman.
Well, he was dealing with like alcohol issues and a lot of like personal issues that the DC.
But it was
meltdown.
still shocking. It was
Yes,
just-
no,
it was
no,
like,
that's
whoa,
why
Ben
it
Affleck's
was
coming back as
That's
Batman.
why it was so shocking, right? It's because he
thought
had
it was
been
him.
like adamant, like, nope,
Yep,
we're
this
done.
isn't happening.
I'm doing the Flash and I'm out of here.
Right.
And I wonder if any of that has to do with Jason Momoa as well, being like, hey, come on, man, we're still trying over here. We still have the dream, and we're still trying to put it
Well,
together.
he was part of the first film as well. So
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff, man. I mean, we're definitely going to go out in theaters, guys, and see this, right?
I hope so. I mean,
Yeah,
with
sure.
Noah when he's in town.
Yeah, for sure. Noah,
Is he
hopefully
listening?
we'll be here. I don't know. I don't have any chat open, but
I don't know.
I should get some chat open here so I can see what you guys are saying down in the chat. But speaking of, let us know down in the chat section below what you guys what your guys' thoughts are on our boy HC coming back to play Superman and potentially against Black Adam. Like I was telling Trevor this morning, there's that shot from the trailer where Black Adam says something along the lines of, there's no man that can beat me or something like that. Right. And I can just imagine Soups floating down and being like, I am no man.
Yeah, right.
So fucking spine-tinglingly badass.
Right.
Oh my god.
If they do it, to me it almost ends up being one of those situations where it has to be like Kong versus Godzilla, right?
Right.
We forget the rest of the movie. Just give us 2 hours of Superman
That's what I'm
fighting Black
saying.
Adam. I
That's
don't
what
want
I'm saying.
story. I don't want character development. I don't want any of that.
We don't need it. We've had, they
badassery.
both had their own movies now. I mean, I think that's where Batman vs Superman maybe struggled a little bit, is because that's what they're calling it, Batman vs Superman. I'm expecting 2.5 hours of bloody brawling between these two titans, and you get like 30 minutes of it,
Right.
So if you can do a Black Adam vs Superman, go all the way,
Right, just give it to us.
Yeah.
Right. Make it Freddy versus Jason. Just
Kong
fucking
versus
beat them.
Godzilla. I mean,
Ass off.
that's a good way to put it. Because, like, that one starts off right off the bat, pretty much, with... Yeah.
Sure. It should be like a really good pro wrestling match. They get in there, they just immediately start swinging on each other. Then you get into some more of the technical aspects in the middle of the match. Maybe you get a little interference from some of the other humans and superheroes that are like, hey, man, you might be destroying, like, the whole city in the world, so stop. And then he's like, get the fuck out, we're gonna finish this thing, and then you throw down, you have that last big beat down, and bunch of near falls, 1, 2, 3. Who's winning this one?
Either way, like I said, I'm super excited to go check it out. I mean, what was the date on it, guys?
24th.
Do we know the 24th? So I mean,
Sounds right.
It's coming up. I mean, it's what is it today? The 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you know,
2
we
weeks.
got a couple weeks, and we'll be going out to theaters and watching us some Black Adam with
been a
hopefully, you know, if all is true, with some Henry Cavill going on. So
Yeah, right.
let us know
That'd be
what
so-
you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you guys excited to see Henry Cavill back? Are you guys more excited to see Black Adam?